Well, hello, everybody, and happy Friday. It's been a crazy, wild week. It's been a really hot week for a lot of us on the coasts, surprisingly. But it's time to Star Trek and chill. You've earned it. Grab a beverage, grab a muffin, grab your friends, hang out with us. And if you don't have any friends, we'll be your friends. And they're like, right now, they're like, I'm not that desperate. But we have so much to discuss today. Lower Decks does it again. It's been all over the news all week that a couple awesome Deep Space Nine characters have returned. It's amazing. We're going to discuss that. Also, what's going on? What's the state of animated Star Trek? We just had the last very short Trek. We had 5, and the last one just dropped a couple days ago. So we've got the very short Treks. We've got Lower Decks. We've got other things that don't rhyme with Treks or Lower Decks, like Prodigy. It's also, again, obviously the 50th anniversary of the animated series. So there's so much to talk about. What's going on in the world of animated Star Trek? Is this something that's growing, or is it something that's going to be fading away into the future? Also, there's news, because it is a day that ends with day. There is news of Star Trek 4, if you can believe that. There's actual
real
Star Trek 4 news, if everybody can believe that. We need to have like a, what are those things? A pool. I wanted to say poll. We got to have a pool, like which is the one day this year that there won't be Star Trek 4 news, if there is one. Anyway, lots to talk about. Also, we're going to fill out the final Golden Lobes categories. Those are a lot of fun. They've been going nuts. Speaking of which, Melissa Longo is here.
Going nuts. Howdy, with my appropriate Ferengi family shirt to commemorate Lower Decks.
Right. Looks like they're both in the M right there, Lita and Rom.
Yep, they are.
M for
And
Mookie.
Center.
Yeah. And our good friend Charlene Schmidt is here, everybody. Thank goodness.
Hey, how's it going?
You just came from your B5 talk, right?
Sure did. We wrapped up season 2. I don't know how that happened so fast, but oh yeah, we're having a rocking good time.
Oh, it's on.
It sure is. If you know, you know.
It's on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 7th rule is almost wrapped up with season 2 of The Next Generation already. It's so weird how fast it just kind of just happens. But look, everybody, it's Anne-Marie's special day. It's Friday. What's up, Anne-Marie?
My new fans just got here. I was like putting together all these new fans, like 105 degrees in here.
Oh, I thought you meant like your fans, as in your entourage and stuff.
My entourage is here. The best entourage ever.
And everybody listening in, Melissa's wearing her Ferengi family shirt. Shar is wearing an awesome prune juice and chill shirt. And I'm wearing my favorite of favorites shirt. It's Senator Vreenak saying, "It's a Jake," and holding up a Jake that's going, "That's me." And you all need to go get these shirts at the Star Trek and Chill online store. And you can get that online store by just clicking on the link below. Check the description box below, click on the Star Trek and Chill Shopify link, and get your very own shirts. Be the envy of your friends, be the ire of your enemies. Be the done with that. That's enough. It's enough. Oh, shoot. You guys, everybody in the live chat, before we get into this, let us know, where are you watching from? From where are you watching? Like, what town are you in, or wacky country that we can talk about? But especially, what are you drinking today? It's a hot day in LA. It was like 91 or 93 degrees, right?
It was hot. Yeah.
Hot.
Like, well, my car this morning at 11 a.m. said 97 degrees outside. So,
wow.
Yeah, I believe it.
That's nuts. I can't believe your car talked.
Yes, we have conversations all the time. It's very chatty.
What are you drinking, Melissa?
Ooh, I am trying this new, well, it may not be new, but sparkling apple. Take two. Green apple sparkling water.
Green
Ooh,
apple
yum.
sparkling water.
Yes. Mhm.
Sounds delicious. How is it?
It's very subtle.
That doesn't sound like a good thing, is it?
No, there's the apple.
Okay.
Found it.
At the bottom? It like settles?
It's very it's like one of those aftertaste things where it doesn't hit you immediately, but then glides across the palate.
Okay, fair enough.
Hit us, Shar. What are you drinking? What cool concoction do you have today?
I have a very never-ending supply of ginger ale.
Ah.
I will stay hydrated, dang it.
Yum.
Yeah.
I do think ginger ale is underrated, honestly.
I do
Like
too.
when you drink it, it's like you go, damn, how did I forget this? This is actually really refreshing.
I don't know
So
if I've
good.
said this before, but I did not know how good ginger ale was until this summer when I tried it for the first time.
What?
Yeah. And it was like a total whim thing too. I was visiting relatives and all they really had to drink besides like juice and milk in their fridge was this ginger ale. So my husband opens up his can and he takes a sip and he's like, this is really good. It's kind of refreshing. And I thought I didn't like ginger ale, and maybe it's like ginger beer that I don't like because I know I don't like that. But ginger ale, I love it. I drink it all day.
Delicious.
Yeah.
What about you, Dr. Anne Marie Siegel? What are you sipping on today? Come on, are you matching me?
Mango White Claw.
Yeah, I got my lime White Claw. Let's do this.
Yeah.
It's party time.
I'd be joining y'all, but I'm out of vodka.
Why do you put your White Claw in a red cup? It comes in its own container.
Here's the thing, like by the time I finish it, like it's condensed on the like can, and then it gets like where I have it sitting damp, and that's gross.
That's refreshful on a hot day.
Also, it's like more of a party if you put it in a red cup.
It's hot in New York too, isn't it?
Okay, here's the issue. On October 1st, a lot of the old buildings switch from AC to heat. And so I live in a pretty big building and on the 6th floor. So like anybody who's on vacation who left the AC on, when they're on vacation, it turns to their heat being on and it just like retains the heat. Plus it was 90 degrees this week in New York. So it's just, this is the worst year ever for those.
Oh my gosh. And they can't turn the heat off?
No, like, so anybody who left their AC on who's away. It's just, they now have heat blasting in their apartments. It's so gross.
That sounds awful. Ugh.
It's really bad. It's bad every year, but like, it's not usually still like going up to 90 degrees this week. Ugh.
Fair.
It's miserable.
Hang on.
At least I was like at lower decks this week.
We got something really cool. Shag840 in the live chat says, hello from Lake Orion, Michigan, just north of Detroit. Oh, is Detroit? He says, thank you.
That's
He
good.
says, sipping on some Jameson while twinning with Ryan in my It's a Jake shirt.
Nice.
This guy gets it.
That's
awesome.
That's a good comment.
Yeah.
A good comment. Good quality comment.
Yeah. Also, let's see, what do we got here? Phil M is in Long Island. What else we got? Dave Gregory's talking about a breeze. That's interesting.
What's that? Breeze?
Aaron is in England. Def Kiss 83 is watching from Ybor City, Florida. Ybor. Chris Gavin's in Saskatchewan, near Regina, drinking a cheap beer, or as they call it in Mona's having bonfire tea from Adagio. Where's
Hmm.
that? All I
That
know
sounds
is
interesting.
the musical thing.
Mhm.
That's Adagio. Matt Boardman says ginger ale is bomb. That means good nowadays, I think. And Lucia is saying no ginger ale in Brazil. Aaron says bobbing for
really?
that apple flavor. That's weird.
Hmm.
Wanda says drinking sweet iced tea in Maryland. Anyway, lots of interesting things going on here in the live chat. Their lives are pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
So
They're
let's
rocking
just
tonight.
let's get up in this thing here. Felt like I was going to sing that one song. Remember that? Get up and get down. 911 is a joke and no, I'm the only one that.
Nope.
That's amazing.
Yeah. What was it? It was great. Keep going.
Do that at karaoke next year.
All right, we're doing a poll right now, and I bet you at least 50% of the people know that song.
Probably. We're just the dummies who haven't ever heard it.
Or we've heard it and that was unrecognizable.
That could be it too.
50-50.
Could be it too.
All right, so it is in the live chat now. The poll is, do you know that song? Of course, or nope. I'm going 50-50. Uh-oh, it's not looking good so far.
Ooh, no, it's really not.
Oh.
Wow. That skewed
How-
quickly. And it doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon either. Oh, Ryan, I think you might have overestimated.
All right, we're looking up. I'm not letting this go.
I couldn't even tell, like, is it a when you were singing, I was like, what is that? Country? Hip hop? Like,
Yeah, what is it even? Are we
I'll
going to
never
watch this?
tell. I think so.
Guns N' Roses?
Okay.
So
Can you guys just for a moment while I listen to write? Well, you know what? I'm just going to play it. Let's just see what happens. Let's just
Okay.
see what happens. I'm sure the YouTube gods won't mind.
Yeah, they'll love this.
15 seconds worth. They won't mind.
That's what we always say, but we are always wrong.
Exactly. And also, like, you don't know
Hit
how
me!
like,
Oh, I've seen this video.
Use number with no use. Yeah, I call them body snatchers because they come to all adds up to a
Where's that
situation. So get up, and get down. Late 911, where's the late crown? Get up and get down. 911 is joking your town.
That's it. That's all we get
Okay.
today, everybody.
what is that on the
I may
kids'
have delivered
video?
it a little differently, but that's a great song.
What? I remember seeing that video on VH1 years ago.
When did that come out? Is there a
I don't
year anywhere
know.
in the description?
I already closed it. It
Okay.
feels like,
Something 95. right?
yeah, it feels like early 90s.
It does.
Okay, we are way off track here, but I'll find out real quick. Uh,
You never
yeah.
know where this journey is going to take us every week.
Yeah.
It's a grab
Okay.
bag. You're going to get what you get.
Here it is. Let's pull it up. When is it? 1990. 1990 is the answer that 2 out of 100 people wanted to know.
Very early 90s.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning.
All right. Well, let's
Nice.
get up into this thing real quick, everybody. This first item up for bid is from screenrant.com, our good friends over at Screen Rant. John Orchiola of screenrant.com, aka Back of the Head, looks like he wrote this one. This is entitled A Lot of T'Pol in Tallinn. What inspired Star Trek's new Vulcan, explained by Lower Decks creator. Star Trek Lower Decks creator Mike McMahon explains how Tallinn is inspired by T'Pol, but is a different kind of Vulcan on the seventh rule?
What's that?
I'll never tell. It reads a little something like this. Star Trek Lower Decks creator Mike McMahon explains the inspiration behind Lieutenant T'Lyn, the show's new Vulcan Lower Decker, and her similarities to T'Pol from Star Trek Enterprise. T'Lyn quickly became a popular breakout character in Lower Decks Season 4. The Vulcan lieutenant, her deadpan wry one-liners add a hilarious counterpoint to the USS Cerritos cast of Lower Deckers like Beckett, Mariner, and Brad Oimler. Appearing on the What? Seventh Rule podcast, Star Trek Lower Decks showrunner Mike McMahon told hosts Sirach Lofton and Ryan T. Husk about his love of the classic Vulcans in Star Trek, how T'Pol inspires T'Lyn, and the key difference T'Lyn brings as a Lower Decker. Check out his quote and watch the seventh rule below. So the quote is from Mike McMahon, I just love Vulcans. Lower Decks loves Star Trek, right? How can you have Star Trek without a Vulcan? Adding that dry humor, that wasn't something I came up with. We saw a lot of that with Spock. We saw a lot of that with T'Pol. I like a Vulcan who's not a villain, a non-Vulcan villain. You know what I mean? And I like a 100% Vulcan. I think we've had a lot of human Vulcans. People, this guy's cracking me up. People that were one parent is human, one parent is a Vulcan, and they're torn between worlds. That's been covered a lot, but just a Vulcan that doesn't like people, that's a classic. I like exploring that. And there's a lot of T'Pol and T'Lyn. I really like that character. I think that Jolene Blaylock played her in a really cool way.
Agreed.
So,
Yeah,
question
agreed.
is, how much are you guys loving the addition of T'Pol in Star Trek Lower Decks?
T'Lyn.
Lynn.
But
What did I say?
she's actually
Oh, damn, I
a
wish.
breakout character from back in season 2.
Mhm.
So we're super lucky. I mean,
Yeah, she's been a great addition. She's been a lot of fun, definitely adding that different dynamic of humor, which is working great with the other characters because everybody kind of has their brand and it's not quite what she has. So I think she's been fantastic, although she wasn't in the very last episode that came out yesterday at all,
Right.
was she?
Mm-mm. No.
Yeah.
But I think she adds a really different element to a different tone of energy to the rest of the crew, which is great because it kind of balances everything out. And she always brings these words of wisdom that you wouldn't expect from a Vulcan because she is such a straight man. But I love that. I love that we get that dynamic in the show as well.
Heck yeah.
You know, I was trying to think of
she has
if there
great
were
headband game. Just saying.
Who has the better headband game, her
Yes.
or Valeris?
Oh, tricky. You know what? I'm going to say T'Lyn.
All right. Maybe this is a poll. I'm just
That
saying.
is a poll, actually.
Sorry to
Valeris
make more
or
work for you,
T'Lyn.
Ryan.
That's okay. It's barely work. I love this stuff. Who
It's a good
has
time.
better
I
headband
thought you were going to say
game?
Ro.
Valeris?
Did you say Wu-Tang or Poo-Tang? Char.
What?
Did you say Wu-Tang or Poo-Tang or what did you say?
Neither. What?
I don't know what I heard then.
Is there like weird gibberish coming out of my mouth? It's possible.
It might be me. It
I
might be
mean,
me.
it's been a long week. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah. No, yes. I'm functioning on 2 hours of sleep. So it's okay.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
You're using the word
Yikes.
functioning very liberally right now, Melissa. So my
Yeah.
question to y'all is, because while Melissa was going into wherever land she was going into, I was thinking like, who would be the cool sixth member? Not that there will be one, not that there needs one, but let's say season 8. Lower Decks is like, hey, we got to spice things up. We got to change things up. We need a new element. And then I immediately started trying to come up with something like an android, but then I was like, no, because that's similar to a Vulcan. And I was like, maybe they need a more of a strong energy, like a Vulcan, that kind of angle. But I was like, not all their characters are high energy. So I almost feel like they've got.
Is it
all their
time for a
bases
Packwood in Starfleet?
Oh,
That
Are we
poor
ready for
guy.
that? Yeah.
would a
Maybe-
Packwood even get through?
Orion angle. Yeah.
How would a Packwood get through entrance exams? Like really?
Or a
Or are they just
Benzite.
being
How about a
racist about
Benzite?
their one syllables?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
How about a
yeah, we
Benzite?
still need or a Captain Baudet type character with the transparent skull.
That's a good idea.
That'd be cool.
But then we don't know what Captain Baudet's personality would be like. Would he just be like like Ransom, where he
my
just goes around humping
They'd
everything?
have to kick him out of those like co-ed bunk beds. For sure.
Everybody would be in love with him.
Well, maybe it could be an Captain Baudet offspring because he spread his seed around so much. No, I just wanted to see that face.
Something I'm really legit waiting for someday on Lower Decks is like every group of lower deckers, from Klingon ships, the Romulan ship, the Ferengi ship, all the ships that we have seen coming together to meet the Cerritos lower deckers. And they all go on an adventure together.
Hmm.
I love that.
That would be fun. That'd be a lot of people. I'm not exactly sure how you'd work that. I'm not the writer, but make it happen. I have the idea. I did the
Yeah.
easy part for you.
Use
I
my
know a
pitch without
fellow-
royalties.
I know a fellow that shall remain nameless. It says, I'm just an idea guy. In other words,
Right?
like, hey,
Hard work,
you-
not my
you-
forte.
you worry about the stuff, the work.
Do the work.
I'll
You do
worry
the
about
work.
the idea. Yeah.
Isn't it Casper Kelly in the very short treks though? Like they just keep saying like the idea by him, and then other people wrote them.
Honestly, I don't know who wrote a lot of those very short treks except for Aaron Walke. Do any of you?
So like IMDb started adding it, but like I still am dying to know who wrote the last one. I can't, if anybody knows in the live chat, I haven't been able to find that anywhere. Because it was so good. Spoiler alert, I loved it.
It was a
That's
nice send
spoiler.
off.
Yeah, spoiler.
Well, here's something interesting, everybody, if you guys are into interesting things.
Yes.
Maybe.
If any of you know Mr. Scott Baker, he's a writer, producer, director, also a camera operator, steady cam guy, funny dude, sometimes, not always. But he just texted me this picture. What do you think's going on there? What do you think this is?
Wow.
Quarter.
It's a Resican
rec-
flute replica.
Replica?
Buttons look really
Well,
big for a
only
Russian
because-
flute.
I know, it's just weird because there's that like string on it, which is what like usually they put on the display ones.
Oh.
I don't know.
If that's a replica, I feel like it wouldn't be as
Exactly.
dented.
I mean, like I know the real one didn't have those metal things, but I just
I don't
assume
know. I
that's the
think we might be
directions he's
looking
going.
at Captain Picard's actual Resican flute.
Wow.
That's
Is it the real one?
$40,000.
I think it might be.
Wow.
It is not the real one.
There's
The real one got
Thor's
sold at
hand.
Christie's for $40,000.
Is he at that? What is that place called?
The internet.
No, they sell all kinds of filming equipment, and they have stuff from actual sets that decorate the walls, and it's pretty cool.
It's Planet Hollywood.
Here's another thing, another picture he just sent. If you guys want to see this thing, I mean, if you guys are scared, then whatever, no big deal.
Oh, let's see it.
Bring it.
Check this out. It's a clapper It says
Ooh.
Desilu Star Trek. Camera Jerry Finnerman. Date, that's
Finnerman.
erased.
He's so good.
25F4D. This looks like it's OG.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, old.
I've been learning how amazing Jerry Finnerman is from Enterprise Incidents podcast, where like Scott Manson and his friend Steve like do deep dives into the like inertia of every single episode. And what I didn't realize is how like Jerry Finnerman is the genius responsible for like the lighting and the look of TOS. It's just amazing.
Oh,
TOS
cool.
had lighting.
Yeah, I mean, it had the look. It had a very unique lighting scheme.
It's got the look. Come on, you guys know at least that.
I
reference.
love that one.
Yes.
Thank goodness. I was gonna beat myself over the head with my Sci-Fi Sisters OG pin.
Oh, good, the blunt side.
They know what we're talking about when we say the blunt side. It's a reefer joke. Sorry, never mind. All right, I
got
am
it.
on the worst wavelength right now. My jokes are just missing in every direction.
Aw.
Just okay.
Yeah.
So the answer to the poll was obviously Tallinn, 83%. People love Tallinn. And back to that, I think that Tallinn just brings an element to the show that I didn't realize was missing, but now that she's there, it's almost like a grounding. Because if you have 4 hyperspastic people, you know, there's only so much that we can kind of physically or how much we can tolerate with our attention span if everything's at a 10. You know, sometimes you
Right.
need something to get dropped down or dragged down, or these, the way that, Gabrielle Ruiz delivers these she's so good. You know, it brings things to a screeching halt every time. And it's a funny halt. And it's a refreshing halt. It's kind of like even horror movies need, the joke or the, oh, it was just a cat, jumping out of the attic, or, or even like the dramas where people are dying, they need a win, or they find this gold coin and they're like, oh, that's cool. Or they have they find a dessert and they all eat it, and then they forget about their troubles for a minute. And that's kind of what this does, is it gives you like a different speed. And I think that it's written well and she's delivering it very well. So big points there. Anne-Marie seems to disagree.
I love her. By my Talindaria patch. She's amazing.
I love that Talindaria patch. That was a brilliant idea.
So
Whoever came up
good.
with it.
I can't remember who came up with the art, and then I think it was available like on an Etsy store or something. I got it from Lori Ulster. Check movie.
Of course, it's on
brilliant.
Etsy.
Yeah.
All the really good Star Trek
Like,
merch
that
is
should
on
be
Etsy right
on-
now.
It should be on the web, like the official Star Trek shop. It's just so genius.
I know. And none of the really good stuff is like, if you want a Moopsie, you got to go on Etsy. If you want a Kayshawn, you got to go on Etsy. If you want,
they do have a jean jacket that's over $400 that just went up this year or this
oh,
week.
geez.
If you're in the market. And
A jean jacket?
It comes in one size.
No can do.
Isn't that a Canadian tuxedo? So
Yes, it is.
So Aaron and Shag840 both said Roxette. They got it. They've got the look. They know what's up with that.
Yeah.
Look at
Big points to anybody that can name another song by Roxette that's probably even bigger than that one.
Must have
Ooh.
been love.
There it is. Lisa
Okay.
knows her Pretty Woman.
Well done.
Trivia, right?
I loved that music video back in the day. And yeah, I loved Roxette.
Pretty Woman was a good movie too. Dude, it's so funny. Whenever we talk about like contemporary-ish music, I look at Anne-Marie and I know I could read her mind. She's like, can we just talk about show tunes? Can we just... And the answer is no. Nobody knows show tunes.
Scott Bakula's going to be on Broadway in January.
Yeah.
That week.
That's
Oh,
newsworthy.
yeah.
That's
Tell us about that.
massively I mean, that's all I know so far. He's in like an MCC production of a new Jason Robert Brown musical. I think it's called like The Connector or something, but I think it just got announced yesterday, and he's going to be the star. And right now it's just a limited run, like January through February.
That's
But
great.
I mean, it's very
You gonna go?
interesting.
Wow.
We'll see how much the tickets are, but I mean, it's Scott Bakula, so
Right.
love to see. He's been so famous lately, getting shouted out constantly on Only Murders in the Building. So
That's so good.
Yeah, he's doing
that's a
great.
thing. Yeah.
Love that show.
Not to brag, but I don't know if you guys know this, but I
Are you
shared
in
a
it
few
too?
I shared a few scenes with Scott Bakula back in the day, just FYI.
Pictures or didn't happen.
I might be able to find something. It was when I first started acting, and I got a background gig working on the pilot of a show called Men of a Certain Age.
I remember that show.
Ooh, yeah.
And I remember being very grumpy. I was always, anytime I would get like a background gig when I first started, I was like, man, why do I do this to myself? 6 a.m. in Long Beach or something. Oh, barf. Even working on Star Trek, the call time was 4:45 in Downey, California.
In Downey?
No,
So that's
no, that
every
was
day in the
G.I. Joe.
hospital. But
No, that was
continue.
G.I. Joe. That was Downey, Paramount and Downey. Star Trek was Paramount at Paramount. The one that we know on Melrose in Hollywood. Anyway, so this Scott Bakula thing, I was all like,
Did you know it was a Scott Bakula thing
No,
before you got there?
no. And then because me and Scott have kind of a beef, so I wouldn't have taken it if I'd known. I've been like, I'm not working with him
Oh,
again.
you were on a break. Okay.
Yeah. And but what I liked about it was that I remember that it was local, like it was in Van Nuys, and this
Oh.
was when I was living in North Hollywood, so it was like 10 minutes away. It was at Norm's Deli or Norm's Diner, Norm's whatever, that big Norm's thing in Van Nuys. And so every time I drive by there, I remember, that fateful day of parking in their parking lot and walking in all grumpy and then going, oh shit, that's Scott Bakula. Hey, how's it? Hey, good.
Hey.
Boy, good luck on the new show. Boy, I'm so happy to be here. It was a great day. I walked away looking like I just saw Santa Claus. Anyway, I was like, hey, my name's Ryan. How are you? And he's like, oh boy. That's what he said.
Yeah. Here comes another crazy. Oh boy.
It's like, well,
Sam,
first I
did you call him
mentioned in
Sam?
the live chat that like Scott Bakula is Captain Archer from Enterprise. Someone like some people aren't as crazy as we all are and don't remember, don't know exactly who everybody is, which I'm bad at names too for celebrities. But the funny thing about this article that was like introducing Scott Bakula back on Broadway is that it was like Scott Bakula, and it's like parentheses, Quantum Leap, NCIS, and parentheses, and I was like, oh snap. But then like you read the
Excuse me?
article, I know.
They don't
That's
even mention that he was
that's
the
intro.
captain of
That's
the
intro.
Enterprise, the first captain in the history of Starfleet.
But then like halfway through the article, and then it switches to Scott Bakula, parentheses, Quantum Leap, Star Trek Enterprise. I was like, whoa, I guess it's just like that and NCIS are interchangeable. just right.
Like they can't list his whole IMDb filmography.
Major things. Yeah. So funny.
Okay,
funny.
so we've got an update from Scott Baker here. See, this is like
I thought
live
you said
news.
Bakula.
You know what we should do? We should have
That's
Scott
Scott
Baker
Bakula also.
calling in live, like this is like a news show. Well, I guess it kind of is. I said, is that the actual one? And he says, yup.
Nice.
Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground.
Yeah.
Wait, did he put his mouth where Picard did? Let's see that picture again.
I'm
He was making
Like they
out.
kissed.
What was that?
Uh,
Hang on a second. I'm gonna try to force him onto the show to show wherever he is. He's looking through some pretty crazy old school Star Trek paraphernalia right now, and we
Ooh.
need to know what's
It might
going
be
on.
Gregory
Yeah.
Jean. How do you say his last name? Jean? He started like working with Star Trek
Roddenberry?
since TMP. No, Gregory Jein. He did like ship model building and like amazing stuff on like a million different movies and TV shows. And he started work with Star Trek, I think, on the motion picture. And then he passed away a year or so ago. And so he had a big auction. And then apparently the live chat saying that there's a reception tonight, maybe. And if that's the case, where was your invite? You didn't get a +1?
I didn't get an invite. Y'all get an invite?
I'm not even sure what we're talking about.
What? We definitely have talked about him before. He's amazing.
Yeah. Well, that's a bummer, but I'm glad that he's getting his respects. That's for
You can find
sure.
some amazing like memorial episodes of like Larry's podcast, The Trek Files and Trekland Tuesday, and Glorious Treksperts did an episode about him. He's amazing.
Cool.
Larry's podcast is awesome.
Yeah.
Look, everybody in the live chat right now, please let us know on a scale of 1 to 10, how much did you enjoy Quantum Leap? 1 if you like never saw it or you hated it or something. 10 if you loved it. I remember really liking it or wanting to like it when I was a little kid. And then when I watched it, the pilot again recently, I was like, oh, boring. But I loved it when I was a kid, or I thought I did. You'll like anything when you're a
one
kid,
of
though,
those hit or miss shows. They could really be on one week and then be terrible the next week. But I don't know. It's I would say probably about 7 for me.
Well, you'd be on the low end of the live chat. Def Kiss says 8, Shag840 says 7, Dave Gregory says 9, Faith Howell says 10K. Whoa, that's like 6 miles worth.
Ugh,
No,
that's
10
exhausting.
km. Yeah. Chris Gavin 8.5, Tara 8.5, Todd 8, Gregory says never saw it. Chuck A says never saw it, just made a plate about it, but that's it. Lucia says the old one was a 10. Peter C says 8, Pat B 8, Aaron 7, Mona 1, Kevin 9. Def Kiss says 101. No, it says LOL.
Oh my gosh.
That's cool though. Good for him. That's a guy I've never really gotten to meet is Scott Bakula, but I would love to because everybody that knows him says he's so nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the word.
Yep.
So humble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Melissa,
I've not
you
met him
ever meet
either.
him?
I didn't meet him. Aaron met him, and he said the same thing. He was really nice. Really nice dude.
You guys, let's meet him.
Let's meet
what's
him.
stopping us?
Let's all get
Let's just
together.
do it.
And
Come to Broadway.
Let's just do it. The 4 of us will go, we'll just meet him.
just
Hi,
someplace
Scott
where he is.
Bakula.
Yeah. Well, wait, so he's in New York? I thought he was an LA guy.
He's gonna be. So I think it starts January
Gross.
12th, which means it looks like there might be previews in like small town Connecticut or something at a theater before it comes to New York. In which case, like, I'm like, I'd go to a small town preview so you can like really be really close to Captain Archer.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. It's just cool to see him like out doing things. Love him.
Yeah.
Just want to give him a big hug.
Oh.
He just seems like such a nice guy.
I mean, I just like to smile at me. Oh, those eyes. He's so kind.
Char's like, whatever. I just want to meet Janeway.
Oh, I've already done that.
Yeah.
What was
already
she
met Kate
like?
I mean, when she walks into a room because you feel her energy. That's how that is. It was an incredible experience. Every time that it's happened has been downright amazing. I mean, she was, like second down from my mom. She was like the person who helped raise me basically in my
Aw.
teenage years. Yeah, learning from Captain Janeway and then by proxy, Kate Mulgrew.
I knew who Kate Mulgrew before I knew that she was in Star Trek.
Really?
Oh, no
not-
kidding. Where
but-
from?
But after she was in Star Trek, one of our graduation gifts, I guess, from acting school was we got to see a one-woman show with Kate Mulgrew in it, and then there was a question and answer thing. It was about Katharine Hepburn. And
I am so jealous. This was tea at 5.
Mhm.
And I was too poor and young to go at the time. I was in
Yeah.
college.
it was part of our graduation exit from acting school, our graduation.
That's
thing.
so
And that
cool.
was pretty awesome. And then I found out she was Janeway on Voyager.
Oh my gosh. So what did you think of her performance
She's
with tea at 5?
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that was a really, really freaking good show. I wanted to go so bad, but when you can barely afford gas in your car, you're certainly not affording a flight and going to theatrical production anytime soon.
Yeah.
I wonder if flights are cheaper than gassing up your car nowadays. I spent
Gosh, it could be.
I spent
much on Vegas?
$75
$50.
gassing up
That
my
was cheaper
Honda
than the
Accord.
cab.
It's crazy.
Gas in California, or at least in Southern California, is super expensive right now. It's
So
insane.
expensive.
If
Yeah.
you have a 15-gallon car or tank, it's going to cost you $100. Like I got
It blows my mind.
like 11 gallons and it was $75.
Wow. I'm so glad I don't drive much around here.
Me too.
I don't have to.
Like, oh my God, I had to pay $2.50 for a subway. Oh,
Yeah, but you
that's
take
terrible.
you take like cabs in New York, right?
very rarely.
Sounds gross.
Public transportation's so good.
Public transportation is amazing in Europe.
And faster.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, even if you're like feeling lazy, it still would be like so much longer to get there if you took the cab.
And I always ended up feeling car sick after getting out of a
Yeah.
cab.
Sometimes
they
the
go,
cab- Oh, yeah.
Stop and go,
Exactly.
stop and go. Yeah.
Exactly. It's awesome.
Okay, so we got an answer from Scott Baker. He just left the thing, but what it is, I totally forgot. I heard about this just today. These are all items that are going to be auctioned off tomorrow in Long Beach.
Oh,
That's how it's spelled.
Wow, that's so
Biatch.
interesting.
I
wanna
thought that
see,
was
like,
your
the
Snoop
provenance.
impression.
Yeah.
Did you
He
guys watch
says
the? Oh, go
it's
ahead.
called Studio Auctions, and that is tomorrow in Long Beach. And so all of those were real items that are going to be auctioned off at a fair price, I'm sure. I'm sure they're going to
Of
be a
course.
great,
yeah. How much is that flute?
I don't know, but I bet it's quite a bit.
Oh, like, so Christie's, they did like that massive Star Trek auction after Enterprise ended, and there's a special about it. I think it was History Channel or A&E, and like Leonard Nimoy narrates it. It's on YouTube. It's so good because basically one of my friends worked at Christie's at the time, and he said usually it's like very cutthroat in the auctions, but for Star Trek, what happened was like 3 people were bidding for that like Enterprise that ended up going for $500,000, and instead of like after they started like halfway through, they stopped bidding against each other and they pooled all their money together and bought it as a joint thing. And they were like, only at a Star Trek auction would people who were like against each other come together for the greater good. And so like the people who work at Christie's apparently still talk about the Star Trek auction and how like unconventional it was. But
But
it's
see,
really
that's what
cool.
joint things do. Joint things bring people together.
yeah, and they showed
Right.
like there was like a Molly O'Brien dress that like this cute dad was buying for his 2-year-old, and he got it for like $200.
Aw.
And the Russian flu went for 40,000. It's just like amazing. The Dixon Hill like hat and trench coat went for a lot. Like it's
Is that the thing that he
fascinating.
popped the hat out?
No,
Remember?
that's his top hat from Sherlock Holmes. From
We'll
Baker
always
Street.
have Paris.
No,
Tom Paris.
it's that was
Oh yeah, what's the big goodbye?
is it
Big
Elementary
goodbye.
School, Dita?
Maybe elementary deer dating.
But yeah, Dixon Hill is the big divide.
Peter C says gasoline this morning was $3.30 a gallon here. Well, he says $3.30 a gal here, but I hope he means a gallon of gas.
Wow. Where is Peter C?
Yeah, where do you live?
Yeah, where are you?
Tibet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really weird. I didn't know that we could get it that cheap somewhere.
Driving past some gas stations today, and some of them are over $7 a gallon.
Yeah.
Like, what? What is going on?
I don't know. It's insane.
What's also fun for me is realizing that the thought of, well, let's see, is it that times are changing, or is it that we're suddenly old and didn't realize it? Because if you'll notice, we're like talking about the weather, we're talking about the price of gas,
The price of Resican flutes.
Yeah, the price of items. Does anybody do we make noises when we sit down? Or are we like,
should we talk about our health problems now?
Yeah, boy, but my back, I got
Oh,
this,
my back, my hips.
sinus thing.
Yeah.
But Chuck A is saying it's $3.75 in Colorado, and Faith Howell is saying $3.23 in Virginia. DJ Kitty Cat $3.30 in Maryland.
Okay, so we're the exception, not the rule here in
Yes.
LA and in California.
We're screwed.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I mean, that figures. That's typical.
rude.
Rude.
And then we're like, and it's so hot here. Oh, life is tough. Meanwhile, other people, it's like they're shoveling snow and they're
Right.
herding
Yeah.
cattle.
I think everybody but the coast massively cooled off this week, right? Like there's a bit of a dip going through most of the US, except for us, where we've heated up, actually.
Mhm. But
Yeah,
does
that's
it-
fun.
Aren't those the effects of the El Nino this year? Because
Probably. Yeah.
Does El Nino affect both coasts? I don't know anything about that. Oh, well then maybe.
It affects the whole country.
Okay. Because I know it's gonna be like 95 this weekend, and then it's gonna cool back down
Yeah.
to like 70s. Ooh.
Oh, break out the
Brr.
hoodies.
I think that we're supposed to get a lot of rain this winter, though.
Oh, good. I love rain.
I
Yeah,
kind of hope we
same.
do.
Same.
I love it when it rains here.
Mm.
Your thoughts on this, Anne Marie? Nice earrings.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, I'm just like getting closer to my fan. It's so hot. And then
Is
when
that
my
why
friend
you're leaning
like-
into your fan?
So you're wishing for cold weather, is that it?
Oh my God, yes. But I can only have one in here on this, like, otherwise the circuit blows with computer and fan. And then also my friend was texting me from a bad date, and I was like, get out of there and go watch
no.
Oh
Sex
my
and
God,
the
you
City.
have to share. You have to
Yes,
share the bad date
details,
text.
please.
I can't do TMI.
Those are the best tweets
I
is when
was
people are
just
like
like-
live tweeting bad dates or something.
We don't know who it
He's
is.
like, you called it. I was like, if he's weird, he's on drugs or married. And he's like, you called it. I think he's kind of married. And yeah, exactly. Go home and watch Sex and the City. That's the only option.
And have ice cream.
Mhm.
We want to see live tweets.
I can't give any more information.
Okay.
Did someone say ice cream just a minute ago?
Yes.
Oh, that sounds so good right
Yes.
now. Oh
I
man.
love ice cream.
Mm.
Okay. We'll get back to Star Trek in just a moment. But our friends in the live chat, the chat pack, the hashtag chat pack. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream? I know that's a toughie. I'm going to guess you guys. I'm gonna
Okay,
guess.
Yes.
Anne Marie is something fruity, like lemon or something lame. Lemon or raspberry or something. Ugh.
That's a weird guess.
Lemon is not lame, sir.
Oh, so we found the lemon person here.
Wow.
I'm a big sucker for anything lemon. Sorbet, lemon cake. That shit's good.
Sorbet is
Cars.
good.
Okay.
Not
So
Cars.
that's Char.
That's not my
Melissa-
favorite.
Okay. But I'm still making my guesses. So Melissa, I'm gonna guess she's a tough one because she seems like she likes a lot of different ice creams. And so it kind of depends on the day. Like some days she wants like a cookie dough. Other days she wants like a fudge brownie something or other, but she likes like the vegan flavors, you know, or the vegan brands. Okay, those are my guesses. Okay, now you guys do me. What's my favorite?
Oh, I'm gonna say the kitchen sink flavor, where everything in
Rust? Yum.
no chocolate base, but all kinds of stuff in it, like pretzels and crunchy stuff, and
Pretzels. Do pretzels
Pretzels.
come in ice
I
cream?
was gonna say
Yeah.
butter pecan. Or
I've
butterscotch.
got two
I don't know.
guesses.
What am I, 90?
Yeah. That's what we just
Jesus,
discussed.
rude. What am I handing out hard candy to the neighborhood kids that have like pocket lint on them? Would you like a butterscotch
throw
thing?
some
There's a
brownies
thing
in
on
it.
There you go.
Brownies.
I'm not
peanut
sure if you're
butter,
like
all
Rocky
kinds of
Road,
stuff.
or mint chocolate chip. Those are my two guesses for you, Ryan.
Mm.
Wow. Char's psychic because when I was a little kid, and my mom used to take me and my brother to go get a little treat, and at like the stores that would also have like an ice cream thing on the side,
Uh-huh.
like whatever those not grocery stores, but it would usually be like a drugstore, like a Walgreens or something that had like ice cream.
Yeah, right.
And we would get Rite Aid, yeah, and we would get 2 scoops. I would get Rocky Road and mint chip. Those
I got
were the
them
2
both
that you got. That's what I was like, whoa, that's so weird that you honed into 7-year-old Ryan.
Wow.
That's nuts.
I feel so accomplished.
So-
I have done good work for today. I can quit now.
It's
So
weird.
what
Yeah,
are
it's
our
creepy.
actual favorite ones?
But yeah, but nowadays, yeah, I must have answered this question before because Melissa's spot on. Just whatever ice cream has the most trash in it, like cookie dough, chocolate, fudge, just whatever it is.
Chocolate and more chocolate.
Yeah, whatever brand is going to be like, we get all of the bullshit and shove it into it's like 90% bullshit and 10% just the ice cream to like keep it together. That
So you
just
want the
holds
hot
it.
dog of ice cream?
I'm not sure.
That
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I guess so. Put hot dogs in there too.
Just mishmash of whatever's left over, and it's yours.
As long as they're vegan, right?
Yeah, but what's your favorite, Char? What is the answer?
Well, okay. I love Reese's peanut butter cups. And
Mm.
recently we discovered that Reese's ice cream is a thing. And you can get the more chocolatey one, or you can get the more peanut buttery one. And the more peanut buttery one has been going very fast in our house.
Wait, so there's 2. So it could be like there's like a scale where you could be like
There's two
where
of
there's
them.
chocolate in your peanut butter ice cream or peanut butter in your chocolate ice cream.
Okay, almost. It's like you can get the base of chocolate ice cream with peanut butter cups mixed in, or you can get the peanut butter base with peanut butter cups. And that's the one that, like, oh man, I can't refuse it. It's yum.
Mona in the live chat says, Char, that sounds nasty.
More for me then. What kind of hot dog ice cream are you eating?
With relish.
Oh.
What about you, Melissa? What's your favorite?
Well, there are three that are a bit irresistible for me, and it
Three.
does depend on the day and my mood. But mint chocolate chip, the Cherry Garcia or anything like Cherry Garcia, and some Bud Fudge Brownie.
But fudge brownie? Is that what you just said? That sounds hideous.
Ooh, nasty.
Some fudge brownie chocolatey ice cream with chunks of fudge brownie.
Sorry, I had to concoct a solution. I was like, say that I lost my keys and you of my spare. Like, I just saved my friend from his date. Yeah,
You're saving your no.
Okay,
that's
sorry.
That's
Okay,
no, that
I'm
is
back.
important
I'm
work.
back.
You've got to be there for your
Yes.
friend.
Yes. Okay,
Mhm.
done.
You know who was always there for me when I needed to get out of a date?
Darnell.
It was our good buddy Michael Kenyon Rosenberg.
Oh.
He hooked it up quite a few times. Good guy. He was on my, even way back in the days of MySpace. If somebody would post
Oh my
something
gosh.
creepy, he would like do like 15 MySpace posts on my wall or whatever it was to like hide there. What a guy. He got me out of many. One lady was spitting tobacco in a car.
Ugh.
Ew.
No.
Yeah.
Ew.
Got me out of that thing so fast. I was texting him. I was like, save me. So he's like, we got band practice. Calling me. We got band practice, bro. I'm like, so sorry. I totally
Ew.
forgot. No, it has nothing to do with the tobacco that's sloshing around in the car in that cup
Ew.
right now. The tobacco spittle
No, of
that's
course
sloshing
not.
around. And
Oh,
the fact
that's
that you're
so
eating solely
gross.
with your hands right now.
Ew.
I gotta get out of here.
No to all of that. Mm.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
how I felt. I
gosh.
felt exactly that way.
Ew.
Yeah. Glad you got out of there.
Darnell would
Oh,
just,
Me too.
Darnell would just be like, how'd your date go? He never like saved me from bad dates.
Oh, Darnell hooked you up too?
Well, not saving me from bad dates, but he'd be the ear to be like, don't worry. Said it's the bad one. He's the nicest.
There's other guys
He's
out
the
there.
best. Yeah, he's so sweet.
Yeah, big love to our friend Darnell.
Mhm.
Anyway, Anne Marie, what was your favorite ice cream or is?
I feel like chocolate, a scoop of chocolate and a scoop of strawberry gelato, or just like basic vanilla with Oreo, like Oreo topping.
Should just get Neapolitan. That's got all those flavors.
I like them separate. If you do chocolate and strawberry gelato, it's like you're having a chocolate covered strawberry. It's so yummy.
I don't
go with
like
that.
I
just like
fruit
very-
in chocolate.
That's the I only like strawberries and chocolate, but yeah, I like super basic ice cream taste.
Jet Screamer says in the live chat, ep op orc ah.
Oh my God, that means I love you. That's a Jetsons reference. Which I was going to recommend for watch the first this month because it's sci-fi in like
True.
25 minutes. I love that music video. That's when like Judy Jetson gets a rock and roll star boyfriend, and that's their band's like hit single. It's really good. Which actually I was thinking about this week because the very short track reminded me of like some really unhinged version of like Hip Hop or Ga or like a Space Goes Coast to Coast like segment. It was just so good.
Now, our good buddy Rashid in the live chat says,
From London.
obviously, because he spelled favorite with a U. My favorite ice cream is definitely strawberry, he says.
Mm.
What's your favorite color with a U?
Oh, you know what one of my favorite things on Twitter ever is when Rashid gets like popsicles, which British people call lollies. It's like there's so much joy in the pictures. I'm like, yeah, Rashid has a lolly today. Like life is good. I love that.
What's your favorite lollipop or sucker?
Caramel apple. I have a bag of those on my supplement right now.
A bag?
Yeah, I used to go through them like a bag a day, but now I just eat them once in a while.
That's a lot.
Like during doing college applications, I just like
Look.
stuff those suckers and I go,
during
I do
college
know.
application on your way to med school to be a doctor and you are eating these.
Yeah, helps you focus.
Did you read somewhere in there what the about like sugar and
It just tastes
process?
yummy.
I say that, but my favorite was sour apple blow pops. Those were just
Those are fun too.
Those were good.
sour apple blow pops were the big win.
So apparently, like caramel
Watermelon,
apple
too.
sucker makes 3 different kinds now that are different, like different. I don't know what you call them, like not breeds, but like different types of apples. Like Red Delicious caramel apple sucker, and that's like new this year. I'm like, ooh, I wonder if there really is that much of a difference.
Oh yeah.
To try.
By the way, everybody, we have a celebrity in the live chat. I didn't know if you knew that, but Jenny R. Johnson is in the live chat, or as we like to call her, Henny Hunson. What's up, the Matt Boardman? He says, freaking caramel apple suckers are amazing.
Yes.
And Rico E. Anderson says, ew, but I don't know to what.
Just
Maybe to-
ew, everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he was hanging out with Elizabeth Dennehy today or the other day, if that's right. Admiral Shelby, Commander Shelby, who said, with all due respect, Commander Riker, you're in my way. Remember that in the
He's nothing but an old man's fantasy, which is like
yeah,
so weird.
that creep.
Ever.
That was
So
creepy though. Yeah, what was the
Did you
line?
give
It
her
was in the
boss?
turbo lift.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
that's-
Yeah.
that's weird.
And then he's like
You're
admitting
like,
it. Like
Picard.
he's
I'm
just
her
flat out
boss,
saying
but-
it like,
Yeah.
you know how it goes. We just, I keep her around.
Picard's like, okay, I don't know how to answer.
Oh.
Yeah, that was weird.
Oh.
But that was a good exchange between her and Riker.
No, they're doing pretty well on the Golden Lobes polls. Shelby and Riker.
Oh, great
Mhm.
segue, everybody.
Mhm.
But before we get into that, let's jump into one quick little thing, which was from trekcore.com. Just a quick little review. It was a fun review of Parth Ferenghi's Hearth Place. I'm trying to say it in the way of Garth Ferenghi's Dark Place. But check that out. It's a fun review. They've got a whole list of their
We want
reviews.
their animated generation. It's right.
I don't know. Let's see.
Okay.
Their things aren't coming up for us. This is fun too. Oh, that newest short trek
It
was
so much
really
fun. I
nice.
legitimately loved that.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
It was awesome.
And
I
that's it.
appreciate like the 70s homage
Yeah.
animation style. They nailed it. So good.
Yeah.
They're like, at least I have whites in my eyeballs.
It's so fun.
It was a stylistic choice.
And that
That's
was a
right.
good song. I loved it.
It's great.
So that's it. These are over. These very short treks.
Well, here's my question. Do we say they're over, or is there a possibility where like very short treks come out again next year? Like the way short treks had multiple seasons.
That's the question. I have a pretty confident answer. I say that's the end of those. But I'm saying this based off zero knowledge. What do you guys think?
Oh, this is interesting. On IMDb, it says 2023 dash and then nothing, which means They left it.
Ooh.
You know what?
That's
Means they're
adding
not
up.
officially done.
okay. Here's what I'm
Yeah.
going to 10 it because I liked the last two, and I think there's potential there.
Well, you can rate each individual episode.
I know,
right?
but I did 10 for general, and then I did 10 for the last two, and then I don't like if I don't have anything nice to say, I won't say anything at all.
What are you
for the
trying to
others.
say?
I only like to give out 10s. I don't like.
Are
to
you
give
saying
out
you don't
anything
have
else.
anything nice to say about the others?
Maybe. The animation was fun.
They
Melissa
weren't
Sharp,
everybody's cup of tea. I get it.
Do you think that there's a chance for more episodes?
Possible, but given the overall reaction, this was probably a one and done kind of thing. If they were to bring back very short treks again, I think they would go with a completely different stylistic choice and try that. Like if they're going to go for weird and branch out, which I'm really glad that they have done, at least, there was an attempt. There was an attempt to do something different, which I'm always grateful this when Star Trek will do it. Even if it doesn't land, that's okay. They tried something. They might do that again in a different like format, a different way, a tribute to something else. So maybe, yeah, that's possible. I wouldn't hold my breath though. What do you think?
I mean, it was expensive.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, there is room for it to possibly continue, but I also think it was kind of a special thing to celebrate animation in Trek. So I think next year they'll probably find something else to celebrate and maybe focus on something different, especially with the strikes being coming to a close.
Right. That might have a really profound effect. Like maybe there was plans, but maybe now they can't.
Yeah.
They won't come out in time
Yeah,
or
what
just
I
scrap.
feel like I see what you're saying. It was like,
What
I
if
think these
2024 is
were
barren?
not possible because of Discovery and Lower Decks.
Do we
We'll get some
know
Star
that Lower
Trek.
Decks is coming out in 2024? It might.
Well, I mean, they have one every year and nothing's changed with them in terms of like writing it and making the animation, I don't think.
Did they finish writing before the writers' strike started? Because if they
For
did,
Lower
then
Decks?
chances are they're still on schedule.
Yeah, if they did, then they should be okay. But
Right.
if they were still okay, like Strange New Worlds season
Well, I thought they
3,
could write
we
for-
know
Yeah.
was delayed. We know that one.
Right.
We know Discovery's coming out no matter what in season 1 or at the
Couldn't they
first
keep writing 'cause
quarter
they're different
of
unions?
2024. What?
Couldn't they keep writing for Lower Decks because they're a different union?
Right.
It's complicated with
Right.
Yeah,
animation.
tag TAG. That's right. No,
Yeah.
good point. Okay, so maybe it'll be okay. Maybe we'll survive. I don't think that the very short treks are going to have a second season. I don't think so. But that dash means that they have not officially closed that
Right.
door. Let's ask everybody in the live chat. Would you like two-part question? Number one is, would you like a second season of Very Short Treks? And the second part is, do you think there will be a second season or more of these Very Short Treks? And Lucia is talking about episode 3 of the Very Short Treks. Which one was that, Lucia?
That was the snot
It's
one.
not.
That boogers, yeah.
Oh, that's not something we should talk about.
It was so gross.
A lot of
Especially the
people said
very
that was the
end.
grossest one that the grossest thing they've ever
I
seen.
think I gagged a little. It was gross. Oh.
How did you feel about it, Anne-Marie? Did you enjoy it?
Honestly, like I was totally like neutral on 3. It's just that like I was really not into the bathroom humor of the others, and I really would have liked them, and just felt like 3 in a row that were like kind of that kind of humor. I was just like very unhappy with the direction they were going in. But the last 2, I agree. I think somebody like maybe Dave Gregory said the last 2 like really redeemed it. And I mean, I agree with Shar too. Like I love when they try new things. So and I think the TAS style is hilarious and take advantage of
Yes.
having that in the franchise because it's so funny. So like I loved it. I'm like, go ahead and make
What a
more.
boot, you
It
guys.
just doesn't seem like it's having a big reach. And even Star Trek on Paramount Plus, I didn't see them sharing it. I only saw Star Trek sharing it. It just seems
Mhm.
like there's a lot of confusion.
What a boot. And you know, when I saw that 5th one, I thought that would have been the perfect episode to do first.
To start,
That
yes,
felt like it was an
Yeah.
introductory it felt like it was an introductory
Yeah.
episode.
1000%.
But what a
Agreed.
boot if they do a second season, but they tame them a bit and they make them canon. Where it's like
don't really
they're just
care.
animated short treks, kind of like we got a couple animated short treks,
Yeah.
and they made it a third season of short treks, just animated in the TAS style, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes. You know,
Yeah.
I'd be down with that, especially if it
think
like
they should-
connected some shows.
Yeah,
Sorry, Melissa.
I think they should do more short treks. I don't know. I feel like those were developed a bit better. I don't know. There's, I don't know, more cohesive storytelling in the short treks than the very, very short treks, besides the last two.
Hang on, we've got another celebrity in the live chat. Everybody, you're not going to believe this. It's Don Crandall. Don Crandall in the live chat. This guy wakes up at like noon every day. He's always up late at night. He runs the 21st Century Star Trek Facebook group. So basically it covers all Star Trek, you know, starting in the 2000s. So that's like Enterprise, the new movies, you know, Discovery, everything going on. It's always positive. It's always interesting. Lots of fun. We love Don Crandall. What's up to Don Crandall? Get some sleep tonight, bro. Anyway. Shar, were you going to say something? It seemed like you were.
Oh, what was I going to say? Just that
Okay.
very short treks seemed like a very low budget, kind of thrown together thing. And they really didn't seem to understand the assignment until those last two episodes, because they were supposed to be tributes to the animated series and celebrating it. Well, those last two did that. The first three, if they'd called them just like weird shit treks, cool. I think we could all get behind that a little more. Like, okay, what did I just watch? Why did I watch it? I don't know. It's the internet. And then you move on. But they weren't really necessarily celebrating the animated series. They were just using that style.
The fifth one was. The fifth one was
Yeah.
the one that I felt did. Yeah.
That was a very fun one. I just felt, I mean, obviously the Aaron Walkie one was like a masterpiece, but like the fifth one, because I was not expecting another one to be that good. I was just like, this is a pleasant surprise. And it really felt like early adult swimming, which I love.
I can't believe
Definitely
you
that
liked
style.
Adult Swim.
Yeah.
I never would have pegged Anne-Marie as an Adult Swim type.
Oh yeah, back when I was like, when Space Ghost came on and I was like 9, all my siblings and I are 2 years apart. And so we'd like stay up late, and the only thing on like past 9 that wasn't an infomercial or like LA Law was stuff like Space Ghost and Sea Life 2021. It's so good. It's very quirky. Also, Space Ghost, which we'll talk about later, also had like so many good guests, like the whole cast of Gilligan, like Cindy Brady, William Shatner, Rebecca Romaine. Like they have a really amazing guest list of people getting interviewed.
Cool.
Using.
Good show.
Melissa, Shar, are you guys adult swimmers?
I was for a while. Back in like the mid to late 2000s, I was a big, and still am, a big fan of Metalocalypse.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, with Brandon Small. I dated his roommate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good show. I enjoyed that a lot.
Well, I love home movies too.
We got to do a 6 degrees of everybody, but with Anne-Marie dating people.
Dating life. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's a great show. I dated
It's
this
our new
guy's
show.
cousin.
It's like genealogy on Mission Log.
Oh my gosh.
What
That was
about
probably
you?
the one I watched the most. I tried Venture Bros,
Metalocalypse?
didn't get into it.
I
Yeah.
want to get into that one so bad because also like Ira Stephen Bear says that's like one of his favorite shows of all time.
Yes, he
I'm
did.
always trying.
Yes, he did say that. I was really surprised to see him tweet that out, but he did, and he meant it. Melissa Longo, your thoughts on Adult Swim?
I can't say that I've ever really watched it. So I have no opinion one way or the other.
Fair.
I bet Don Crandall watches the shit out of Adult Swim still. He says a Lower Decks crossover where they go back in time and meet the TAS crew with 2 styles of art and animation would be rad.
Ooh, that
Hmm.
would be. Well, they kind of did that in the last
Strange New Worlds, yeah.
episode.
Well, they kind of did it.
very
Oh, I
short-
see what you mean.
Because they were talking about the eyes and the.
What about, since they went over to Strange New Worlds and then they became, real
Oh,
life
yeah.
live action stuff? What about if they went to the TAS thing, but then they were then animated in TAS style to fit that style? So then, they just look like those TAS versions of themselves.
That would be fun to see. I think it would be fun to see all of them as TAS versions of themselves, all of the series. It's a lot of work, but
Fun. Everybody
That
looks
would
so
be fun.
muscular suddenly.
Yeah.
Dave Gregory is talking about Metalocalypse. I remember seeing it. I've never watched the thing, but I remember the imagery. It was like metal heads. And I
Oh,
think
yeah.
they were based off of actual metal. Like
Yes,
one
you
guy
talked
looked like
about, you
Glenn
looked it up the other
Danzig.
day. Yeah.
Yeah, he looked
you
like
looked it
Glenn
up on a Watch the
Danzig or
First.
something.
You said like
Is that what it
each of
was?
them is like based on somebody from a metal band. I wouldn't get that part of the joke.
I would.
Yeah, they're
Look at that.
caricatures of metal, basically, the whole genre, generally speaking.
Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So this dude's definitely looks like an AC/DC guy. Right. Look at this guy, definitely looks like the dude on the left, gotta be AC/DC.
Oh my gosh.
The dude on
That's
the right
Murderface.
looks like James Hetfield of Metallica. This was the guy I thought looked like Glenn Danzig of Danzig. This guy actually looks like Dave Mustaine of Megadeth. I wouldn't be surprised if that's him. That looks like him. This dude, I don't know. I don't know who
That's
this
Pickles the
is.
drummer.
Yeah, Pickle. Imagine how scary their shower is. Ugh.
Yeah, that's a gross thought.
Yeah.
Especially this guy's.
Oh yeah, he's
Bro.
probably filthy all the time.
Pickles.
I want to know who this
All
guy
the
is,
time.
though.
Pickles is
He's from
the best one.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
The only band I know from Wisconsin is Static X, if I remember correctly. Static X. Pretty awesome, although the lead singer Wayne Static died a couple years ago. Very sad. Awesome industrial metal band. Check them out. Static X. So live chat, let us know, who is that redhead guy that looks like a mess? Let us.
Oh,
Believe me, they're all a mess.
yeah.
But that's what's so fun.
Shag 840 thinks it's someone from the Doobie Brothers on the left. I don't know. That doesn't quite vibe. Who's the guy from the Doobie Brothers? Michael McDonald, right? The guy that sings like this. Oh, oh. That's what he
Aaron
sounds like.
Neville?
That sounds like Mickey
know.
Mouse.
No.
No.
No, the guy that he did the Regulator song that they
Do you know
sampled
Annette
for
speaking
Regulators
cello?
when he's like,
Barry Gibb?
no.
No.
Oh my God, the Bee Gees were guest on stage goes coast to coast.
Yeah, no,
too.
but Aaron
I didn't
Neville
realize.
sings like that.
Yeah, he does. Very
Oh,
much.
it's-
So does anybody? Lucia in Brazil says, "I am lost here." It's a time.
I think we went
zone
off the
thing.
rails.
Yeah,
Oh.
I can't believe that nobody knows who the redhead guy is in Metalocalypse. I thought that I got it.
Looks like that one guy, and I forgot his name. Was he in Metallica with the dreads?
No way.
No.
No.
No, I mean,
I'm
I could
kidding.
tell you where the
But he had
character's origin
dark
story
hair.
is.
Yeah. I guess. It Pickles the drummer. Yeah, but who's he based off of? Is the question.
Oh, you know what? I'll just Google this.
I'm trying,
That's what, yeah.
but it's not.
Maybe
Anyway,
he's
this is
not
gonna
based
take.
off of anybody. Like, in Pickle's career, he was kind of like in a big 80s metal band. So he's sort of like
Who's
the has been
Devin
trying to
Townsend?
catch lightning in a bottle again.
Deaf Kid says, dude on the left looks like Phil Taylor from Motorhead.
Did you guys already say this
Mm.
part? A resemblance to strapping young lab founder and solo artist Devin Townsend.
What?
I don't know what that means. That's what
I
Google
don't
says.
know.
It's from Death Clock Fandom's wiki page.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
It's their memory alpha. It says he has a or at least his original appearance had a resemblance to strapping young lab founder and solo artist Devin Townsend. I just love that they have a
Okay.
wiki.
So that's probably the closest answer you're going to get.
Before he went
But his-
bald.
Mm,
Ouch.
oh my god.
Okay.
There's so many ads on this. Oh, and also his success from singer to successful drummer is similar to that of Dave Grohl, who was the former drummer of grunge band Nirvana, and then went
Yep.
on for Foo Fighters.
Love Dave Grohl.
Okay. We're going to close out here. You guys are going to learn a little bit of Michael McDonald of the Dubes. Here it is.
That's like
You'll
putting
recognize
together all
his
these
song.
new
You will
families with
recognize the
105
song.
degrees in here.
Oh, I thought you meant like your fans, as in your entourage and
yes,
stuff.
my
Hell.
entourage is here. The best
Your
entourage
audience.
ever.
Oh, wait, that's not right.
What's going on?
That's
Oh, there we go. Here it is.
oh, I know.
Right?
This
I've
song.
heard this song.
I
Yeah.
love that song.
This is what they sampled Regulators from.
I keep forgetting things will never be
Oh,
the
yes.
same
God, swoon.
Oh my gosh, it takes me back.
Did you say swoon?
Yeah.
Takes me
Oh my
back.
God.
Wow.
Wow, you guys really? I mean, I love it, but that's okay. We'll listen to a little bit more.
Every time you're near,
That bass, so
every
good.
time I see your smile.
Pretty sure my parents had this record. Pretty
They
sure.
better.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would have never existed, Melissa. You
Oh
know.
my gosh, it's almost time to go.
You know.
It's
Oh my
definitely
God, We
time.
didn't do Golden.
I know.
So everybody, the rule on the Golden Lobes, we've got 3 more days of that. They're going to close out on Sunday night at the end. Go to the virtual TrekCon Facebook group. We'll fill out the rest of those since we ran out of time today because we talked about way too much Star Trek today.
Yeah,
But
sure we did.
definitely go to the virtual TrekCon Facebook group. And all of those, there'll be 8 of them in total. And just give us your answers, give us your polls, do the voting. And then you will be shaping up what happens with this awesome award show. And then we'll close that down. This is to figure out the finalists. And then, of course, the real big time voting will happen on a Google form. So no worries if you don't have Facebook, if you're like the 2 people that are like, I'm not giving Facebook my information. Looking at you, War Dog Heim.
Love you, Bill. And
all right.
Char.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Char. Yeah, she's right. She's like, what am I? I'm right here, guys.
You
Facebook.
found the 2 people.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So let's talk about this week very quickly before we go. So go to the 7th Rule YouTube channel. Right after this, we've got the full review of this week's Lower Decks episode. That was episode 6, Parth Ferengi's Heart Place. And we've got 2 very special guests joining us. The aforementioned Michael McMahon joins us. That is the showrunner of Lower Decks. We also have the director of the episode, Brandon Williams, joining us. So that's really cool. That's available right now. It's up there. Check it out. Mike McMahon is crazy. It's like he's been holding on to so much information during the WGA strike that as soon as he came on our show, he's just like, blah, here's a bunch of amazing stuff about season 4
He's
that I've been
ready.
sitting on and I haven't been able to share. So check that out. It's going to be great stuff. You're going to love it. You're going to tell all your friends. This Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time, we've got our first segment review on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel of Star Trek: The Next Generation, Season 2, Episode 15, Pen Pals. Pen Pals. That one, I don't know. Check it out.
Nikki
It
Cox.
She did
Yeah.
great.
That's right. So
Great.
check that out, everybody. That's 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. Then right back on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel on Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We've got our full review of Star Trek: The Next Generation, Season 2, Episode Contagion. Contagion, with special guest, the aforementioned Dr. Trek, Larry Nemechek. Because Sirach and I are like, we need help with this one. And Larry Nemechek's like, you're in luck because I know everything about everything. We're like, great, say it. And he did.
He's the companion's companion.
Yeah, he's freaking great. Now on Tuesday, that is this upcoming Tuesday, come right back here to the Virtual TrekCon YouTube channel at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time for our Star Trek news show. But do you really talk about Star Trek? Yeah. It's all Star Trek news. It's live. We're going to catch you up on all the crazy news of the week. You're going to love it. And then on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time, this coming Wednesday, what do we got? On the Falling Tower YouTube channel, we are now doing Sci-Fi Month. Sci-Fi Month, we are doing Silo. If you remember Silo, I believe Dave Gregory suggested that one, our good buddy David Gregory. Silo with myself and, again, the aforementioned Scott Baker joins me, Muhammad. It's a good time. Did we like Silo, however? Find out next Wednesday. This past Wednesday, we had Melissa Longo join us for Foundation. That's up right now on the Falling Tower YouTube channel. Check that out. What I'm trying to say, everybody, is Melissa Longo, where can people find you online?
On social media, including Facebook, the face hugger, as our.com calls it. Melissa Longo, Malissa, not an E. And then the introvertedrepublic.com under Walking Art Made by Melissa. I have some stuff there and more coming. And walkingartmadebymelissa.com on Patreon.
What about you, Shar?
Well, I'm on a lot of things, but not Facebook. My handle's the Profanity, and you can catch me on Mission Log Prodigy. Hopefully we do some stuff again soon. I'm hoping that we end all the strikes with a very good resolution so that we can get back and going. And let's see, what else? All sorts of stuff. I do things.
Soap.
Boldbubbles.com if you want Trek inspired soap. I have so many things coming in the pipeline, you guys. I'm trying to gear up for holidays. I'm going to have a whole lot of new things up soon.
I think I just signed up for your newsletter.
Sign up for the newsletter because there was a really good sale this week for newsletter subscribers only. But you guess what, everybody? Next week, there will be a sale for everybody. Just not as good as this other one was for the newsletter. So, yeah, check that out. And that's about it for this week.
I can tell Shar's hungry right now.
I'm starving.
Right at the end of Star Trek and Chill, that's usually when you start to feel your hunger coming in. Right now, you're
I've
so
got
distracted.
low blood sugar, man. I can't do anymore.
You're putting together the ingredients right now, or you're getting ready, figuring out what you're going to order from. I can totally read it. Also,
Wow.
very quickly, our buddy Linda Anderegg says Dr. Trek, Larry Nemechek, played Bones and a Tellarite with Ryan, that's me, on Star Trek Continues. That was a good time. Good time with Larry Nemechek. Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel, where can people find you online?
On Twitter X at Anne-Marie Siegel 1.
All right.
And getting
And
ready
everybody-
for New York Comic-Con next week. Is the other thing.
Cool.
Oh yeah, next week. Cool. Everybody, you can find me online on Twitter at RyanTG Husk. That's at Ryan TG Husk. Weird thing, French people pronounce their J as G and their G as J when they're saying the alphabet. Weird.
That's not confusing at all.
Classy.
It's kind of like the British thing where they don't pronounce their H's, but they pronounce the letter H as H, and we pronounce it's all backwards. The point is,
Languages are weird.
you can always also find me on your favorite social media, especially YouTube, at Virtual TrekCon, at The Seventh Rule, and at Falling Tower. Thank you all very much for hanging out with us. We had a lot of fun today. We had way too much fun. Honestly, I almost kind of feel bad, but I'm over it. Let us know in the comments below, please, if you know who that redheaded rocker in Metalocalypse is based off of, so that we can all sleep tonight. Thank you, Robert Kaiser, Dave Gregory, Chuck A, Volk, War Dog. Thanks for being a good sport. We love you, man. Glenn Iverson, Def Kiss, cool name. John Davis, thank you. Kathy D, what's up? On B, Fran Iverson, thank you. Jenny R. Johnson, thanks for showing up. Portia, Chris Gavin, D. Matt Boardman, who made this cool graphic behind us. Bob D and everybody, Rico E. Anderson. We appreciate y'all. Hope you have an awesome weekend. Hey, I guess that's it. Have a chill weekend. You've earned it. We covered like one